another episode of the Football Snack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome, everybody, to another wonderful Monday edition of the show. We've been off for a few weeks here, but we're back and we're ready to talk some birds.
Yeah, and it's funny if we had gotten to talk any of the last couple weeks on the show, you'd have found we were in much better moods than maybe we are today.
After the last month of football prior to Sunday, I thought the birds were headed in the right direction. They were playing
Right.
well. They were, doing good. And after yesterday's abysmal performance, I feel like we're kind of right back where we were about a month ago.
Yeah, it's funny. Last Sunday at the Eagles Saints game, I let's just say loudly got a little carried away with myself when on one of Jalen's plays, I pronounced right then, "That's my bleeping quarterback."
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Eric, how do you feel about that now?
I'm gonna revert. I'm gonna hold out a little bit longer. Look, I want to give him the whole season. I've been consistent with this. I want, however, to share a tweet that I saw while we were getting ready to go on the air by Jeff McClain, and he shared out. Yeah, and it was. Come on, would you just show me this stupid? I took a screenshot of it. Now it's trying to load up here.
Oh.
So this is Jalen Hurts' stats through his first 16 starts, because he's now had 16.
Okay.
So he is 280 of 484 for 57.9 completion percentage.
Not great, but not terrible.
3,354 yards.
Decent.
Yeah. 18 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Not the greatest, but not terrible for a rookie.
An 82.09 quarterback rating.
Pretty good.
Yeah. 168 carries for 967 yards with 11 touchdowns.
Okay.
A record of 6-10.
All right, record aside, that's, what? 29 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 3,300 yards, almost 1,000 on the ground. I mean, if you're looking at total yardage, you're what, 4,300-ish?
Right.
You are just under 30 total touchdowns and 11 interceptions. That's not terrible.
Which, hey, look, the old benchmark used to be for quarterbacks 4,000 passing yards. Now he doesn't have that, but most of those quarterbacks didn't have the almost 1,000 rushing yards either.
Right.
So he would have met that criteria.
Yeah. If you go total yards, sure.
Based on the old format of 16 games, if this was all in the one season, would you be ready to commit to him for just year two? Because to me, you're a year-to-year league anymore at this point. Committing to your quarterback long-term, especially while he's on his rookie contract, is kind of silly to think about. Like, because you don't have to commit to him long-term.
We've been, I guess, desensitized by, certain quarterbacks that come out and have amazing rookie seasons, and we're, that's the new benchmark. Well, not every quarterback gets it right away.
Sure.
Quarterbacks need some time to figure it out. Now, listen, if we're going just by stats, our quarterback. But we can't just go by stats. We gotta go. We gotta go by our eyes. And our eyes tell us something different, that he's very inconsistent. He shows flashes of greatness. There are times where he'll make a play and I'm like, wow, there are very few quarterbacks that can make that play or make that throw. And it's, it's great moments, but they're few and far between right now, unfortunately. And, the inconsistency is what gets me. he could have, a couple of great games in a row, and then
Mm-hmm.
again has a game like yesterday, and it puts you right back. And right now, I want to play the whole season out, but
Sure.
I'm like at 50. If like 80 and above is that's my franchise quarterback, let's move forward. I'm at
Right.
maybe I'm at maybe a 50. I am
Yeah,
hopeful.
I'd say I'm about there. I might be higher than a 50, but like
I'm
not much.
hopeful. I
Yeah.
see those plays, and I see the ability is there.
Right.
Now
Can you harness the consistency?
the consistency. Now again, is the coaching staff part of that? Part of my dog. If you can, my dog is.
I think he has some input on Jalen. She has some input on Jalen as well.
Not a fan yesterday.
Yeah, I guess not.
And unfortunately, this game was perfect for the Jalen haters.
Sure.
He was going along, having a great couple of games. He played good against the Chargers, the loss against the Chargers.
Mhm.
Obviously, Detroit, Detroit was first, but Detroit game,
Right.
whatever. They were a terrible team, and we did what we had to do.
Right.
Denver, he looked great. Saints, he looked great, and then he looked like utter crap against the Giants.
Yeah.
And I blame a lot of that on Sirianni for probably overthinking it and not just sticking to what we've been doing the last month, which is run. Now, we still ended up getting over 200 yards, but I feel like there were certain situations where they were throwing the ball when it was a clear run situation. When they were down at the end of the first half, they should have ran the ball 3 straight times, 4 straight times, whatever.
Right. Well, they got the ball with what, 4.5 minutes left, or maybe even 5 minutes left in the half, and they start running the ball. I'm like, hey, if they do this smart, we run the ball, we take this clock all the way down, come down and score, and then we get the ball first in the second half, and come down here, and all of a sudden, that Giants nice start, yeah, that's cute. We'd have the lead.
Right. Well, and even if Jalen just throws that ball away at the end of the first half, that's 3 points. And then at the end of the game, you're kicking a field goal to tie it, and see, you can see what happens. Even after a terrible game, after all the turnovers, we could have still came out with a victory. Now, I'm also not one that's just going to throw the blame entirely on one person. I think it was a group effort.
Right.
I don't think anybody played really all that well. Maybe except for the offensive line, with the exception of Nate Herbig, who 2 big penalties really cost them. Obviously, the touchdown, that one hurt. What was that, to Goddard?
Was it Goddard? I thought it was the Boston Scott touchdown.
Maybe it was the Boston Scott touchdown.
Yeah.
Goddard got him close, but
right.
Yeah, took off the Boston Scott, and then obviously his fumble was pretty key. That's 4 turnovers. Yeah. It's hard to come back off of 4 turnovers. Like, it just really
I was telling people today, I said, man, if you told me before the game we're gonna lose the turnover battle 4-0, and we're gonna have the ball and Jalen Hurts isn't gonna throw a single touchdown pass, and we're gonna have the ball at the end of the game with a chance to win, I'd have tried to take some of your money.
Right. Exactly. And unfortunately, the 2 Reagor plays there at the end really hurt and shine the light on Reagor in such a bad way.
Well, to me, it just is a microcosm of his whole career so far.
It is. I mean, the first one, again, it was a tough play.
Sure.
But again, should have had it. And then most definitely that last play. That ball was literally in his hands, and he just let it go through. And
you got to catch that 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, and considering, his poor, return game. And considering what I think he had at the time, some point in the game, I don't know what his final stats were, but I think for the season he had like 23, 25 catches, something like that, for like 191 yards.
Yeah.
For a season, and we've played 12 games, so that basically means you're getting what, 15 yards a game?
Yeah, about that,
right? So
yeah,
for a first round pick
in year 2,
in year 2, especially considering the next pick was Justin Jefferson and how great he's looked. I find it hard that now he'll be on the team next year just solely because he's a first round pick. But
Yeah, unfortunately.
I have zero faith that he is going to be anything in this league. I am 100% ready to call him a bust.
Yeah.
I've kind of held off on that label mostly because I want him to have that game, to break out. And
Sure. And hey, look, I hope he comes out and does sets the world on fire next week.
That'd be fantastic. I
Yeah.
would feel so good about that.
Mhm.
I really would. But I'm not putting any money on that. I'm not putting any money that he gets 40 yards, much less a 100-yard game. I mean, or even a touchdown. I mean, simple fact of the matter is, he's not making the routine catches. He's not routinely getting open. Now, he made that one great play on the sideline. That was fantastic.
Sure.
But that was it. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally all he did yesterday.
And you know who else showed up on the stat sheet yesterday? Your boy, Uncle Nick's boy. JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Yeah.
JJ is slowly creeping up, trying to catch up to Reagor.
Yeah. Hey, look, forget Reagor. He's got Jerry Rice in his sights.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I'll have the JJ Arcega-Whiteside Jerry Rice stat tracker the way Rob used to have it for Brad Larson.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. And unfortunately, our receiving core outside of Devontae, who didn't really get targeted much yesterday. In fact, he was wide open on that last play. And Devontae showed his frustration. He was pissed. He was absolutely pissed coming off the field. You know what?
I kind of like that.
He didn't even get targeted at all on that final drive, much less that last play.
Yeah. I kind of like that, though, that he was pissed off about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that certainly shows he cares. And same, there was a picture of Mailata consoling Hurts, and then he was kind of very emotional coming off the field. Things like that are again, sadly, the positives that we can take away from this game.
Seeing a big 300-pound man cry is our positive.
The young players have bought in on this team. And, unfortunately, I think many of us kind of got fooled over the last month. I've said preseason, 8 wins at most. Now, granted, they are 5-7. They still have to play the Giants, which I truly believe they'll beat next time around.
I think so too.
I think they can at least split with Washington. They should beat the Jets. So there's your 3 wins right there. And again, depending on where the Cowboys are, they hopefully should be able to beat them and maybe get to 9 wins and sneak into the playoffs. But what does that really do for us? What does that really do for us? Like, experiences, blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
This team is still.
You can't win it all if you don't get in the playoffs.
What's that?
You can't win it all if you don't get in the playoffs. And I'm not saying this is a Super Bowl team.
No, but stranger things.
Sure. Once you get in, who the hell knows?
Right. Philly Sports Alliance. Ourselves. Yeah. Someone from our wonderful team at Philly Sports Alliance. All season, I've been saying how well Jalen needs to read a defense. It's one read and gone. I am going to guess that is Mr. Chris Laeff. I feel like he's said that before, and he's 100% right. Unfortunately, he looks for his initial read. He doesn't see it, and then the feet start moving. And maybe he's scrambling, and somebody might come open, and he might make that pass. But more than not, he's running the ball, and that's why he has almost 1,000 yards in his first 16 games.
And can I say this? Mark Schlereth, who was one of the commentators yesterday, who I hate Mark Schlereth. Like, he gets on my last.
You don't like Stink?
No, I don't like Stink even a little bit. He can keep his fucking chili. I'm sorry. Oh my God, he gets on my last freaking nerve. He was talking about Jalen Hurts, one read and gone, like it was a good thing. Like, are you kidding me? You freaking moron. And that touchdown catch, the only freaking touchdown of the game, shouldn't have even counted because that guy did not catch the football. And Mark said, "Oh, what a great job!" No, he didn't. It was on the ground, you freaking moron.
I think he may have gotten his hand underneath, but
He
whatever,
didn't.
regardless.
Go back and look at it.
I did. I've seen it like 100 times. I still think that ball doesn't technically touch the ground.
I think the ball touched the ground.
Jalen checks in. Hurts sucks. Give me Minshew. Reagor is hot ass. Clez is a wide receiver 4. My grandma is old. So I'm assuming these are all truthful things. Yeah.
I mean, those are great takes.
Yeah. Hurts isn't a franchise quarterback, period. What happened to Tennessee and Baltimore in the playoffs when teams shut down the run game? All defense has to do is shut the run game and keep Hurts in the pocket. Well, I think that's exactly what Giants' plan were. Is, hey, let's make Hurts beat us with his arm. And, I'll say they did a decent job against the run in the first half, and that kind of made Hurts have to throw the ball a little bit more. And 3 interceptions later, obviously that seemed to work. And Chris also says that's a catch, dude. So
yeah, I just don't agree.
Well, that's a good thing you're not a fucking NFL official.
Well, if I was, yeah. Look, I just thought I saw in that brief moment that there was like the ball was on the ground. Like,
I don't. There wasn't enough. Regardless of whether or not the ball actually touched the ground, there was zero evidence that it did. What should have happened?
Was it ruled a touchdown or was it ruled incomplete on the field?
Well,
I don't remember now.
Which is why the error. It should have been ruled not a catch, and then they should have came back and tried to prove that it was a catch. Personally, that's the way I see it. But that's not what happened, and there wasn't enough evidence to say, hey, that ball definitively touched the ground, so it's obviously a touchdown. Now, granted, if it would have been the other way, maybe they wouldn't have overturned it if they called it not a catch originally, but I still think it was a catch regardless. Sadly, the dude put his hand underneath before it hit the ground, I guess. Whatever. I mean, shit happens. Well, that shouldn't have been a factor. We should
it shouldn't have been
out by 30. We should have blown them out by 30.
I know.
The Giants are not a great team, and obviously the Eagles.
Giants were looking for a reason to die too. Like that team just wants to roll over and quit. Like they just do. Like every game, if you watch them, like they didn't put up a single point in the second half against Tampa Bay. Not a single point.
Yeah,
and
we didn't score at all in the first half. It's the first time we've done that.
Yeah.
So listen, it's things were going great. The run game was working. Offense was playing great. Defense was doing good. Now, granted, I mean, kudos to the defense. They held them to 13 points. That should be enough for a freaking win, right?
Yeah. When you hold the Giants to 13, again, one of those things at the beginning of the game. If you're told we're gonna hold the Giants to 13 points and we're gonna lose, I'd have been like, want to make a wager?
Yeah, exactly. Dylan, what do y'all want to do with your first three first round picks? Stingley, Hamilton, and give me a linebacker. But I'll take all 3 defense regardless.
Yeah.
Sign a vet wide receiver. Get me 3 defensive first round picks.
Yeah, I want to
second round. Get me a little O-line maybe.
I want to attack all 3 phases of the defense. I want 1 pick on the second. I want Stingley. I want a linebacker, and I want a defensive end.
Yeah. All right, Lahif. 21 touchdowns and 5 picks for Indy, but we got Jalen, but Carson Wentz was washed out. Yeah, well, he's certainly proven us all wrong. Dylan, if we had 3 first-round picks in Madden, I wouldn't let Howie draft my Madden team. Well, yeah, that's probably accurate. I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't either. It's my Madden team. I'm going to obviously draft my own team. But
I'm playing Madden. First thing I do is fire Howie, and I take over.
Well, yeah. I wish I could be a feature on Madden. You could become the owner and fire the GM immediately.
Fire Howie. First thing, fire Howie. Question mark? Yes.
Question: Would Howie survive the 10 minutes it takes to load the game when you get a new game on your PlayStation?
No.
Like if you could find a way to fire him while the game was loading.
While the game loading, Yeah, while it's doing its thing. Oh, Howie Roseman has been fired. Um, Listen, it's astonishing how inconsistent this team is, and it's astonishing how so this head coach is such a rookie.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
And look, I'm willing to let him grow too. Like I'm willing,
right, which is
talk
fine.
about,
And he's allowed to,
yeah,
and he's allowed to make mistakes. But like,
sure.
the fact of the first 6 games of the year, he was like running the ball. What's that? Oh wait,
Hold on. You mean that thing you do when you're not throwing it?
Yeah, Miles Sanders is hurt. Let's run the ball now. Like
I
why?
know. They'll never see it
Don't
coming.
give me that bullshit that the RPO is part of the run game. No, it's a part of the run game if you fucking run.
Yeah,
If you run a pass, that's
when
a
you
pass.
turn and hand the ball off to your running back, that's a run. When
Right.
you throw,
Right.
it's a pass.
Don't give me screens and freaking all that other bull crap as part of the run game either.
I've been watching football a long time. I know the difference between a run play and a pass play.
Chris, I wish Madden and Call of Duty could play together. Money shot Howie right there. Yeah, halftime. You can instead of the halftime show, you just get a few of the ARs and start looking up at the skybox and one
Hi,
for,
Howie.
One for Jeff.
Yeah.
Double shot.
Right.
Let's get that working. Let's do the crossover. Call of Madden. Call of Madden.
Call of Madden. Yes. It's funny. Did you see that special that they're gonna do for Madden on Christmas?
No.
They've been advertising it everywhere. Okay, well they're gonna do a special. Like Fox is doing a special on Christmas Day about John Madden and like his life.
Actual John Madden, not
yes.
Madden.
No. I mean, I'm sure they're gonna cover him being.
Sure that'll be a part of it, but no, I get it. That is awesome. I will absolutely be watching that. Anthony checks in. What's going on, bud? Haven't talked to you in a while. During RPO, they leave the decision up to Hurts, and he doesn't read the defense. Yeah, that's a good point.
He's gotten better with it recently in recent weeks, but yes, early on in the season, you're 100% right.
But you're absolutely right. For a quarterback that, let's be honest, doesn't really read the defense all that well, you are making the main part of the offense where he has to make a split decision depending on what the defense throws at him. And if he's not great at reading that, that's why it ends up he makes some terrible decisions in the RPO game. Now, granted, sometimes he makes good ones, obviously, but that's something that add to the list of things that I'd love for him to improve. Getting down to your second and third reads, that's another thing. Well, I'm not as critical of his arm strength as a lot of people. I still think that's something that should and does need to improve. I just don't think people are like, oh my God, he has no arm strength, can't do anything. I think he has the ability. It's just, again, he needs to be consistent with it, which is key.
Well, and I think some of that is the mechanics. Like if you watch some of his throws, how like there have been times when you see him scramble to his left and he has to kind of do that little herky motion to get it back to his right. Everything tails off. That's a mechanics thing. He's got to figure out how to get his mechanics right. Even when you're throwing on the move, like you can kind of set your body to where for that split second you're in the proper motion and you can throw the football. He's got to get with an expert on that and help him develop that part of his game.
Well, yeah, and I think after a full season, going into the off season, and again, if they are going to move forward with him, I think that would be something that they would love for them to work on, for sure. Real quick before we get continue, just wanted to mention all of those who are listening and watching on the Painted Lines YouTube channel. We appreciate the love and support. We have partnered up the Philly Sports Alliance with the Painted Lines, where we're streaming on their YouTube. They stream on our Facebook. So it's a nice little kind of cross promotion to kind of get everybody involved. If you have not checked out the Painted Lines, please do so. Check them out on Facebook and YouTube. And of course, thepaintedlines.com, where they have daily articles and just, really good content and fantastic shows throughout. So check them out on YouTube if you're watching now. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right. So moving on. Giants game aside, we have the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And we have never lost to the Jets.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are a little concerned after this past week that streak may finally come to an end. I think they're 11-0, I believe so.
Yeah. It's 11 or 12? Yeah. I think it's 11.
This is the only team we have never lost to.
Right.
History of our team, we have never lost to the New York Football Jets. I gotta say, Zach Wilson is back. Thank God we don't have to face off against Flacco.
Dodged a bullet there.
Michael Carter is injured. Their rookie running back, which is good news for us. They're an overall bad team, and on paper, we should absolutely beat them. But that's what we thought yesterday. So,
yeah. Well, look. Once again, you're gonna have to do the responsibility. You got to be responsible with the football. If you're gonna turn the ball over 4 times, I don't care. Like if the Eagles turn the ball over 4 times on Sunday, they'll lose to the Jets too. They'll be 11-1 historically against the Jets if they turn the ball over 4 times on Sunday. They just will be.
Absolutely.
Unless the Jets turn it over 5. But
Dylan says that boy Elijah Moore is a problem. Yeah, he is.
Oh yeah.
Started off a little slow, but man, he's coming around and looks like a pretty darn good wide receiver, and hopefully one that'll stick around for a while. Considering they also have Corey Davis. They don't have terrible weapons. Like I said, Michael Carter's been doing great. Obviously, he just got hurt.
Right.
But yeah, it's the Jets aren't terrible, and if Zach Wilson ends up being something, I think they're a very good coach football team. I really do.
Yeah, I really like Robert Saleh a lot.
Yeah, I do too. And I think
not going to lie, he was on my list of candidates that I wanted the Eagles to take a hard look at.
Oh, for sure. So, no, you're absolutely right, Dylan. Elijah Moore is a pretty damn good wide receiver. He also asked how y'all feel about Sirianni and Gannon. I'll answer that first. I think they are extremely young, inexperienced, and they are painfully learning on the job. I don't know. Unlike, with Jalen Hurts, where again, he's essentially a rookie. He's learning while he's playing. But I see bits and pieces and flashes and what have you. Okay. That's something. That's something to build on. That's something to grow. I have not seen that on Sirianni nor Gannon. I think they have a lot to learn. I think they kind of get in their own way sometimes. I honestly, there's nothing right now that I can say like, oh, hey, like Sirianni, that was blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, he's had a couple of good game plans, but, ultimately I feel like.
Well, I'd say his willingness to adjust and become a running football team.
Now he is. He wasn't certainly earlier in the season.
Well, no, but it's an adjustment. It's something that we've seen over the course of the season.
You're right. But then he kind of just reverted a little bit back, yesterday. But
yeah. Let's see how he responds to it.
Well, and again, you're right. Let's see if he can respond and change up the game plan for next Sunday, and hopefully, get a victory because.
Right.
Jets, man, there are going to be some unhappy people.
Yeah, there's going to be some people calling for his head if that happens. Yeah. And again, I'm usually not a proponent of firing a coach mid-season, especially not a coach in his first season. So I think that's definitely not going to happen.
I think Sirianni, regardless, is going to be the coach.
Yeah, he's your coach for this whole year.
Next year.
Mm.
I think Gannon certainly could be kind of the scapegoat if
Sure.
somebody needs to go. Just considering how very inconsistent and how porous he was early in the season.
Right.
So yeah, I could definitely see Gannon being the scapegoat, but yeah, no, Sirianni is going to stick around for at least another year, regardless.
Yeah, I agree. Sirianni will be your coach in 22.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's, if you don't mind, to pivot back to a question Dylan had for us earlier, which was what to do with the 3 picks. I'll tell you, my idea has been all along that I would want to use 2 of those picks. I'd like to trade one of them back to try and get another first rounder for next year. In a sense, kind of punting on the quarterback and saying, I'm giving Jalen Hurts 1 more year. And then you've got 2 first-round picks next year that you can decide whether you want to go get another quarterback in next year's draft.
Okay, I see what you're doing. So essentially, you could take 2 defensive players, hopefully, decent. Obviously, it's well known that the quarterback class isn't the greatest this year. Now, again, I have 0 idea what the quarterback class is going to be like next year. I haven't really heard anything on it, but again, I haven't really done any research, so there's that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into all that in March.
They already know, if next year's class is going to be a little better than this year. So if that is the case, yeah, I could certainly see, especially if that like Colts pick is like low 20s, there might be a quarterback or 2 that's still on the board. Somebody wants to spin, some, low team like, I don't know, Lions or, somebody that might have a, good chance of having a top 10 pick next year or the following year, I should say. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Or maybe a team looking, a team looking to get back into the first round.
Really,
maybe someone who, like a Detroit, like, I don't know, just
I mean, honestly,
like in Houston.
I went through all the teams yesterday with a buddy of mine at work, and I pretty much came up with like 16 teams that could use quarterbacks.
Right.
In all honesty, I mean, think about it. Theoretically, the Eagles.
Sure.
The Giants. I don't think they're 100% sold on.
Oh God, no. Yeah, they should be very interested.
The Redskins.
Sure.
Atlanta. Matt Ryan's getting up
there. He'll be 38 at the start of next year.
Right. The Saints.
Yep.
Carolina.
Yep.
So that's 6 right there.
Yeah, that's 6, and we've just gone 2 divisions. Yeah.
Right. So move over to the Lions.
And hey, look, in the right situation, do you think Tampa wouldn't be willing to go get a quarterback? Hey, look, Tom Brady's going to play till he's 75 years old, but
I don't think they're there yet at that point. So yeah, I wouldn't call them
probably not a first round pick, but like I could see them spending a pick
maybe a 4th or 5th round pick developmental guy, but I'm talking like a real need for a quarterback.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So then let's see. The Packers are good because Rodgers and they have Love behind him.
Right.
Minnesota's probably happy with Cousins. Bears have a nice young quarterback. Move over to the West. They're all good.
Yeah.
Everyone either has a guy, unless Seattle, you want to throw Seattle in there.
Right. Unless Seattle's trading Russell Wilson.
So let's throw them on there. That's 8. Move over to the AFC East. New England's good. Miami, I'm pretty sure they're happy with Tua. Buffalo's good. The Jets are good. They have a young guy.
Yeah, they're still going with their guys.
Pittsburgh absolutely needs somebody.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's good. The Ravens are good. Cleveland.
Cleveland's one of those. I think if the right guy fell to them, I think they'd be interested.
I'll throw Cleveland on there because that could be an interesting case.
Mm-hmm.
You move over. Tennessee's, good. Jacksonville's got the young guy. Houston absolutely needs somebody. Indy's good with Carson. You move out to the West. Denver.
Oh yeah.
So who else? Oakland loves Carr.
Right.
Kansas City and LA are fine.
Yeah. So what'd you come up with there?
So I think that was 12.
12. Okay.
I may have added a few during the day, but 12. Still 12 teams that need quarterbacks,
Right.
including us.
Sure. In that scenario, yeah.
Listen, it's going to be a heavy market. There's not too many free agent quarterbacks, but trade market will be hot and heavy. Deshaun, Russ, Aaron, just to name a few. I'm sure
And
there's
it's
going to
funny.
be.
I don't really know the inner workings of like their salary cap situation. But when you talk about one of those teams that might be interested in one of those established quarterbacks, one of those veterans, I'd put the Pittsburgh Steelers definitely in more of the wanting to go get one of the veterans. I think they would love to go get like a Deshaun Watson or, well, maybe not Deshaun Watson. I don't know if he'd fit in that culture there. But like an Aaron Rodgers to the Pittsburgh, like that would make a lot of sense to me if the money could work.
Yeah, I mean you're 100%
Or
right.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, a lot of people are probably going to want a kind of maybe not ready to get that young quarterback, but get a vet for a year or two to kind of
a team that might be thinking, hey, our quarterback's on its way out, like a Pittsburgh. But if we get a veteran that can come here, we can kind of keep our train going. We don't have to go into full rebuild.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, no, I think the market's going to be hot right now. I think if you would have said this 2 days ago, I would have said I'd probably say the Eagles might be out, just considering the draft class is pretty poor, and considering what it's going to cost to get a Russell Wilson or an Aaron Rodgers or whatever.
Right, because the team, like, they're not going to give them up on the cheap.
No, absolutely not.
And you almost wonder if after a year of having to sit with Deshaun Watson, is the asking price going to go down at all from Houston? I think it has to at some point, right?
It has to. It absolutely has to.
Because they just have to realize, like, they're not going to get what the, like, it's either that or you got to pay him. Like,
well, you're also
to pay him. Yeah. So they're already paying him. So, like, man, don't you want to get that contract off your books? Don't you want to start your rebuild?
Yeah. I mean, all right, look at that free agent quarterbacks. Theoretically, Ben Roethlisberger would be a free agent.
He'll either resign or retire.
Yeah. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Andy Dalton, Nick Foles.
Oh shit!
Let's sign him. Cam Newton, Tyrod Taylor, Jameis Winston, Jacoby Brissett, Teddy Bridgewater, Mariota, Flacco, Trubisky. Yeah, the rest are even worse.
No. Just no. Right. Like you said, at that point, just let's stick with Hurts for another year. If we can't go get a quarterback in the draft, then or if we don't like any of the quarterbacks in the draft, then I just want to ride it another year with Hurts. Even if they miss the playoffs, they go 7-10. Like,
yeah, I'm with you.
Then I still want to give it another year.
I would again, because you have so much youth on a lot of positions on this team. You will have a decent amount of money to spend this offseason. I am still again under the idea that it would probably be best to fully see what you have with Hurts for yet another year. You'll still have Gardner as a backup because he's still on contract next year. So whatever. Even if you want to have a camp battle, you have a camp battle. And hopefully Hurts wins that and then can kind of continue from there. Give him another year. And again, hopefully you have not only some money, but again, if you're kind of pushing that third draft pick back to the following year, you have some capital to go out and get another young quarterback. And then you could theoretically ride, Minshew or again, even another year of Hurts to kind of figure it out. And by then, you'll have a lot of money. You'll have still a lot of youth. Now, obviously, you'll have to replace, some important pieces over the next 2 years of Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham and, Roddy McLeod and,
Jason Kelsey. Yeah.
Lane Johnson, Brandon Brooks, hence why, I'm thinking that if we do have 3 draft picks, we spend it on the defense. I'm sure probably one in each phase of the defense. You get a safety or a corner that replaces somebody right there.
Sure.
You got a linebacker, which you desperately need. You got a defensive lineman, which replaces a Graham or a Cox, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then second and third round, you get hopefully we'll have an early pick in the second round. We'll get an offensive lineman, perhaps, or maybe another defensive lineman, or maybe even a wide receiver, whatever, depending on free agency. So we're gonna have a lot of time. We're gonna have a lot of money, and we're gonna have a lot of draft capital to kind of turn this roster, from the aging veterans to more youth, while the youth we currently have is going to mature into, primetime playing. And if, by then, you give Hurts another year, and maybe that's the year he figures it out.
Right? Sure. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that approach. Because you give Hurts another year, and I'll always tell you, a 3-year vet is not going to make as many mistakes as a rookie quarterback coming in.
Sure.
Like, I don't care what quarterback you put in that role, the rookie quarterback versus the third-year quarterback. I'll tell you, like, even if the talent level isn't the same, the mistakes will be far less from that third-year quarterback. And the other thing that does, by sort of, like I've been calling it punting on the quarterback, like, dude, it's hard to have 3 first-round picks and have to have them all under contract, because guess what happens in 3 years or 4 years? You have to re-sign all 3 of those first-round picks. And, hey, you hope that they were all hits. And so then you've got to pay them all at the same time.
100%.
Whereas if you defer that and have 2 this year and 2 next year, then that's another year. Like, you're not only deferring, making the decision on Hurts, you're then deferring having to re-sign all of those rookies at once.
Yeah. No, 100%. Couldn't agree more. Real quick, as we're kind of winding down, I definitely want to make sure that everybody is aware to head to la-terrain.com, the official sponsor of the Philly Sports Alliance, for site-wide discounts. They're doing some Black Friday sales right now. So enter code PSA for site-wide discounts on la-terrain.com. In fact, if I can get this to work, I have a video commercial that I would love.
They say every watch tells a story. Family, moments, lifetimes. With La Terrain, this is a watch that spans generations, not just from where it came from, but for where it will go. Knowing one of these, having one of these, is what being a professional, being casual, and being you is all about. From our family to yours, La Terrain.
Whew, that gives you chills. What do you think, Eric? Eric somehow. Not sure how you got it there, but whatever.
It wasn't important anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna go get a watch now.
Right? Yeah.
La-Terrain. Let's see. Should I wait till we get done?
Yeah, wait till we're done. Yeah.
Okay.
If Howie runs the draft, none of them will work out.
That's a great positive Philly attitude.
Yeah, we got it. It's funny, but kind of true.
Yeah, I was gonna say that checks out though.
It does check out. So, all right, folks. Well, we started off late, so we're ending a little early. But we're glad to be back after a few weeks off. Needed a little, break, as one does, as we've been doing this show. We're in the 250s now, episode wise. So,
wow, yeah.
It's nice to take a little break every once in a while.
Sure.
Plus, I was in Denver for 2 weeks ago, and it's hard to with all the shows and stuff and going out of the games and stuff. So
yeah.
Sometimes.
And then last week was Thanksgiving week. Had to go out the night before Thanksgiving.
Right. Yeah, we'll go to the old BT.
Yeah, you ran into one of your boys.
Haven't been there in forever. Yeah, ran into my boy Reggie,
Yeah.
who came to with us on the Denver trip. Yeah, he works at the BT, so that was fun. Yeah, I got to see some people I haven't seen in a while, some of your fans. So
Yeah. Yeah. It was nice.
So, but yeah, we'll be back next week. We
Mhm.
promise. And I can't wait because we have 3 weeks off in between home games.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next game because I just got my brand new griddle.
Nice.
So we're gonna be we got to figure out the menu.
Yeah, we should definitely plan some time to all talk about that. What we want for the first for the first meal.
I just picked up some little mini propane tanks and
Nice.
some nice little griddle spatulas to flip in the
Oh,
chop.
shoot.
Yeah, I'm ready. So
Well, you know what the first meal's got to be. You know what it's got to be. You got the griddle. You got the slicers there. Yeah. Cheesesteaks.
Oh, it can't be the first meal. That'll be what we have for lunch. You gotta have breakfast.
Well, no, but I mean like the first lunch.
Yeah, we're definitely having cheesesteaks. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But
the breakfast. No, dude,
we're gonna make some breakfast. We're gonna make
do some eggs.
maybe some breakfast sandwiches. We'll figure it out.
Hell yeah. That's what So, we'll throw some English muffins or some bagels on there to warm them up, to throw the eggs and cheese on there. Yeah.
You got it. So, yeah, our tailgate game is slowly coming around with, now we, I don't know what else we need.
I don't think there is. Maybe some more wins.
Well, yeah, maybe some more wins.
That's something the Eagles will have to work on. I will be ready to freaking tailgate in 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, I guess, 2 weeks because we got the bye. We got this week and the bye week, and then and then Washington, which that got announced finally. Nice for them to announce it. It's Sunday at 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All that for fucking nothing.
I know, because I was really hoping it was gonna be the Saturday afternoon game.
That kind of
because how cool would that have been to be able to go down there Saturday afternoon? We freaking grill it up, do tailgate and not have to get up for work the next day.
Yeah, God, that would be great. Ugh.
Yeah, since that's the first home game this year that I'm actually gonna have to go to work on Monday.
Oh yeah. Well, I think I may take off the 27th because we have the game the 26th.
I'll be away. And I'm on vacation that whole next week.
You're gonna be at the game though, right?
No, I won't be at that game.
Missing a game.
Well, I mean, I'm still gonna watch the game. But
obviously, I would hope so. But
yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for us. We appreciate everybody returning and watching. Of course, big shout out to Dylan, to Chris, Anthony. Appreciate you guys chiming in. We always do love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to check us out not only on Facebook as we are live, every Monday, but we're also on Instagram, Twitter at Philly Sports PSA. We're on YouTube, not only our YouTube, but we're also on the Painted Lines YouTube, so check them out. We're also on Twitch. Make sure that you follow, subscribe, share, do all those wonderful things. Help us out as we do appreciate that. Anthony, always good talking with you, buddy.
Thanks, Anthony.
Absolutely. I forget. I can't remember because my memory is the worst. I can't remember if you're local or if you're kind of far away. But if you are ever at an Eagles game, please, let's meet up. Kathleen, appreciate you checking in as well. Go Birds, fly Eagles fly. And hey, like I said, if anybody's down tailgating every game, please come down to the Wells Fargo lot between C1 and C3.
Never C2.
Never C2. But we are right there in the row between C1 and C3. We got the whole setup. We got grills. Now we have a griddle to add to it. Cornhole, tents, bars, plenty of booze, good stuff, good food, and good times. So come see us, check us out. You can always shoot me a message if you're down there and you're close. You can't find us.
Kathleen's going to be at the Dallas game. Kathleen, you got to come tailgate with us.
Yeah, absolutely. You and the whole crew. I know you got a big guy as well. Oh, you're going to the Jets game. Cool, nice. Yeah, I had thought about
from work. We were talking about going up there.
Yeah, somebody had said there's like a bus trip. It's like $1.85 or something, which isn't terrible, but
no, that's not terrible.
I'm pretty sure my wife would kill me.
Pretty sure mine would too.
So yeah, I immediately was like, no, thank you. That's awesome. That is awesome. Represent for us for sure. Get that W. Keep it 12-0. But yeah, like I said, if you're there, Dallas, come find us. C1, C3 in the Wells Fargo lot. Yeah, we'll party it up, have a good time, good food and good beer, and get a win.
Yeah, if you're coming off 95, it's right away. It's that side of the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah, it's 95, C1, C3, Wells Fargo link. So we went to the Saints game and Chargers game. I wish I would have known. We were down there.
That'd be cool. You come hang out.
So yeah. We'll have to meet up. You can always shoot me a message again if you're down there and if you want to meet up. Feel free to message me or Eric.
So you were in the F lot. That means you were directly on the other side of us.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
That used to be our spot.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Yeah. So we'll do that. But that's it for us tonight. Thank you guys all so much. We'll see you guys next week. Kathleen, we'll see you at the next or at the Dallas game. And again, anybody else who's down tailgating, come on by, see us, have a beer. First one's on me. Other than that, we'll see you guys. On me, man. What was that?
Second one will be on me.
Oh well, there you go. You got two beers.
2 free beers.
2 free beers. All right, that's pretty good. All right, have a great night. Thank you. Go Birds, and we will see you then.
Awesome.
Thank you, everybody. Don't forget to follow us all on every social platform that you can imagine. And then don't forget, on the scrolling down, visit www.la-terrain.com. Use code PSA for site-wide discounts. I'm not wearing my my black watch. I'll wear that next week.
Okay.
But it is pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. I got lots of freaking compliments on it. So you should get one, and you'll get lots of compliments too. And they have watches for the ladies and sunglasses and other cool stuff. So yeah, check them out. We will see you next week. We will check you out then. Hopefully, we'll be talking about a Jets loss to the Eagles and keeping that streak alive. But either way, we'll be here to commiserate or celebrate. That's what we're here for. So, all right, everybody, have yourself a great rest of the week. For the Football Smack. Oh, wait. Eric, do you have anything to add?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, just double check. So for the Football Smack Talk Show, I am Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody.
Go Birds.